Where's your playlist taking you? Down the highway? To the mountains? Or just into daydream mode while you're stuck in traffic? With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, Best Western is there to help you make the most of your getaway, wherever that is. Because the only thing better than a great playlist is a great trip. Life's the trip. Make the most of it at Best Western. Book direct and save at bestwestern.com.
President's Day savings are happening now at the Home Depot with up to 40% off select appliances. Looking to upgrade your fridge? Check out LG's newest model, serving up ice in all kinds of styles. Cube, crushed, craft ice, and now new mini craft ice straight from the dispenser. From cold brew to fizzy favorites, these refrigerators will have you entertaining like a pro. Shop President's Day savings and get up to 40% off, plus free delivery on select appliances like LG at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $1,498 or more. Offer valid February 5th through the 25th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
Kids. They grow up so fast. One day they're taking their first steps, and the next, they don't fit into the tiny sneakers they took them in. You blink your eyes and their princess dress is 2 sizes too small, and their dinosaur backpack isn't cool anymore. But don't cry because they're growing up. Smile, because you can profit off of it. For real, there are a bunch of parents on Depop looking for the stuff your kid just grew out of. Download Depop to start selling.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings.
Why are you listening to this show?
The podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
The love guru is in position. I know that the person in our screen here who's not the love guru thinks he's the love guru, but there's only one love guru around here, and it's Greg Cote. It sure shit isn't Desmond Howard who's joining us now. For those of you who do not know, the person that is otherwise known as Domonique Foxworth has a friendship with Chris Long, but one of Chris Long's producers thought that Domonique Foxworth was Desmond Howard for some reason on Super Bowl Radio Row. I don't know why that was. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I would have been able to explain it much more easily if it wasn't for the fact that Nate is black, and he thought I was Desmond Howard. So that threw me off, and I acknowledge that Cote is probably the funniest person to have as a love guru. But when I came down to host both times, or I've come down to many a times to host in place with you, Dan, I brought on a sex expert to teach my guys what they're doing right and wrong. So I'm not even saying that I should be here, but I mean, no disrespect, but I mean, Greg Cote?
I've been told by sources that the reason that you were confused as Desmond Howard by one of Chris Long's producers is because that Chris Long producer was on 100 milligram Mike Tyson gummy.
So it's a co-host. It's not a producer. I'm the only person who has a producer / co-host. The only person, it's the idea that I originated is that you use your producers as your co-host. So Nate is not a producer. He's a co-host. And I mean, 10 to tear my ass up. Like 20 is crazy. 100? A hundo?
Yeah, 100.
That's insane.
That's pretty strong. Let's hold on a second with Desmond Howard. We'll get his opinions on Malik Willis in a second. But we have to, this long-anticipated Love Guru segment is here. What kind of production elements does it have before we get love advice here from the Love Guru? It has both music and questions from the audience, right?
Hey, that's kind of sexy. Hold up.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah. All right, we're off to a good start, Greg.
Good. All right, so now we toss Dan to the Love Guru. Are you ready for the first question?
Love Guru, please grab that microphone carefully. You've placed it strategically in a place that's suggestive.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and play the question from the audience for the Love Guru.
Hey, what's up? It's Darian calling from a bat phone. I know you've been married for 100,000 years. This is my 7th anniversary. How do you keep it spicy, Greg?
You know what? I do something a little bit different. I may have invented this. During foreplay, okay, when you're really beginning to get at it, pepper in a couple of random intellectually stimulating facts. For example, this happened to me the other night. I said to my wife, all of us out of the blue, we're grooving, we're doing the thing, and I said, did you know that a newborn baby giant panda is the size of a stick of butter when born? And my wife gives me this leering smile and goes, that's not all I know that's the size of a stick of butter. Baby.
Number 4.
Number 5, actually. We're at 5 babies. He opened the segment. Let's have another question that makes Desmond Howard put his head in his hands again. Another question for the love guru, please.
Hey, Greg. Looking for some love advice here in Denver. I've been trying to slip some of your catchphrases into the bedroom with my girlfriend. So far, they've been falling flat. Which ones do you recommend to set the mood, as well as to accentuate when the moment arrives?
Okay. Easy question. There's a start and a finish. Okay, the clarion call to get everything going is, of course, baby. You make that call throughout the house. The ears perk up. And then it begins, okay? And when it's all over, what you do is, at the moment of climax, maybe wait a couple of seconds, at the moment of climax, hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's it. What a bow on that package.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
We've only got 7 more. We'll go to Domonique here before we go back to the love guru. We all have to gather ourselves. It's gotten steamy in here. Before we get to your Super Bowl meanderings, do you have any opinions on Malik Willis and the idea that Chris Sims, we just heard him say, Malik Willis has superstar potential and is somebody who could be in a conversation with Jordan Love in a few years?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fun thing to say right now. I guess I've been a little bit hesitant to go all in on the Malik Willis thing because it's a spot start situation, but I think it's right. The situation's right. Everything will work out. How dare you put me in this position? This is the worst position possible. I'm listening to myself thinking, I can't wait till we get back to the love doctor.
Okay, let's go back to the love doctor now then before we get to Desmond Howard's Super Bowl tale.
Hold on. So he walks in the house and yells, baby.
Yeah, it's a call throughout the jungle.
And Erlene is in another room yay. That's right. It is the king of the jungle arriving home and then just setting a shout echoing throughout the wilderness, baby, and then ears perk up and love comes running. Let's go to another question here for the love guru.
This is Saint in Phoenix. Please don't judge me before I get started. I'm a lover. All right. Cote, how should I handle my Valentine's weekend when I have 3 women that I love? I'm sorry. I just love women. So please don't judge me.
Hey, don't apologize. I get it. Okay. A couple of things. Okay. If you are an accomplished liar or a professional juggler, you got no problem with 3, okay? But in the real world, here's what you got to do. Find a way to bring those 3 together, okay? Maybe this is antithetical, but find a way to bring your 3 together. Get them in a room. Let them meet. Foment a relationship. Because you know what comes out of that? What we Frenchmen call a ménage à quatre. That's a menage a trois plus 1.
Can I say something, please? Greg Cote, as the love coach, reminds me of my DB coach when I first got to Denver, when he tells you to do something that's damn near impossible and gives you no advice. It's like, hey, we're going to cover 1. There's Randy Moss. And I'm like, all right, which one we do? Find a way. Greg just said, get him in the room. And make it happen, baby. That's good coaching right there. I believe in you.
I'm an idea man. You know?
I mean, that's a terrible idea. Like, I'm trying to think of worse advice.
Get them killed.
Yeah, I mean, introduce them to each other is not the way to do that.
Oh, yeah, you have
unless
to.
you're a juggler or a great accomplished liar.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just mad because you ain't got the skills that Greg could pull that off
Damn
back
right.
in his youth. But you
know
can't
it.
pull it off.
Did you just hurt yourself bending over for your drink? Did I just hear you moan?
And you know.
Probably. It could possibly be.
All right, we'll come back
What are
to
you
the love.
sipping on?
Well,
It's, they make bourbon now. It looks a lot like Miller Lite, but it's beautiful sipping bourbon. It's great.
we'll get back to the Love Guru in a second. What were the highlights, Domonique, of your Super Bowl week? All right, let's go back out.
he frozen?
Let's go back out to the. That's fine. Let's go back
It's
out
Desmond
to
Howard, Dan, remember.
to the Love Guru. Let's go right back out to the Love Guru and a fourth question for the Love Guru.
Hey, Greg, Aaron from Lincoln, Nebraska here. Just wondering, what do you do when your dogs always want to watch?
Aaron, that's a great question. It happens a lot. I know it happens with me and Jumpin' Charlie. Here's what you do. You lead the dog, we're smarter than animals, okay? You lead the dog into a faraway room where you can't hear if he barks or whatever, it's too far away to bark. You lead him into a room. You give him a nice long-lasting chew toy. You close the door on the room before you get back to business. But the key is you make sure that on a TV in that room with the dog, there's a video playing of you and your partner making love.
I don't know about this
The
advice.
dog would like
I don't know.
Instead of the real thing, you have a facsimile of the thing he wants to watch.
I don't know
Dogs
about
don't
this.
care, man. They want what they want. They see it. Okay? It's like when a dog perks his ears when another dog's barking on the TV. Dogs never seem dumber than when they're doing that and when they're chasing their tail. But here, the dog's in another room right now. He's watching the same thing he would watch in the bedroom, but remotely. Win-win.
Speaking of chasing tail.
Zagaki.
All right, Desmond Howard is back with us now. And before you froze there, I was asking you about the highlights from your Super Bowl week. Now you're
Nice for me was
Go ahead. You were muted.
I met somebody, one of Charlie's friends, my producer / co-host Charlie. His friend is a world-renowned chugger. I should send you the video. Like, you wouldn't even believe it. He's so good at chugging beer, which is something I've never witnessed in person. Like, I know that some people do it, like in college and stuff. I've never actually witnessed a chug in person, but he's so good at chugging that when I told him, I was impressed because it was like he drank it almost as fast as you could pour a beer out. He was offended because he thinks that he could beat a beer being poured out and chugging because he creates a vacuum. It was the most impressive thing I'd ever seen, even though it's just chugging beer. If that was an Olympic event, gold medal.
Your thought is, though, that he is accurate when he says he could get it consumed faster than it can be poured out? That doesn't seem like it'd be possible.
I'll have Charlie send you the video, and you'll see it. It's nothing to discuss at this point. Once you see the video, you'll understand completely. And my trip started out before the flight was when Nate thought I was Desmond Howard. Before that happened, I knew it was going to be a good trip because I walked through TSA, and you know how they have the little image where it shows you where on your body like there's some sort of activity they need to check out. I walked through it. The guy stops me, and he points at the screen. The square right over the most important part. And so then I was there stuck with the uncomfortable, and the guy said, sorry, got to do it. And then normally you present that portion of your body. I didn't know what to do. So I just stood there. He took the back of his hand, grazed me. I felt uncomfortable, but I knew that it was going to be a lot of funny things from the trip starting there. And then Nate was like, hey, what up, Dez? I hit him with the Heisman and got on the flight.
Did you feel vulnerable? You don't do frailty well. Like you're in front of security there and you're being
no.
wanded and grabbed.
I didn't tell the full story. I didn't get wanded or grabbed. I poked it out. It's like, you had to present it, right?
No, that's sexual harassment. No, that's sexual harassment.
No. He poked it out. He poked it out.
You can't poke it out. You can't poke it out. I can bring charges against you for poking it out.
I didn't want him to feel uncomfortable because he seemed like he was like, oh, this sucks. I'm sorry. And I was like, look, bro, got to do what you got to do. I want to fly safe. You want to do your job. You got to present it. I'm sorry.
In sports, championships aren't won alone. They're won with the right people around you. That's exactly what Intuit TurboTax brings to taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, match with a dedicated tax expert who handles your taxes from start to finish. The experience is seamless. Start in person, finish online, move between both whenever needed. The dedicated tax expert keeps things updated every step of the way so nothing falls between the cracks. Think of it like having a great head coach with a solid game plan. The plays are called, adjustments are made, and the work gets done while everyone stays focused on what actually matters. And just like game film doesn't wait for business hours, neither do taxes. With TurboTax Expert Full Service, you can get any tax question answered at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. This is having someone in your corner running the whole operation and helping put points on the board. Get started at TurboTax.com. Only available with Intuit TurboTax Full Service experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Howdy, folks. Mike Ryan here. Quick break to talk to you about one of our show's longest, most tenured, and greatest partners, Miller Lite. I love this product because so many moments were made legendary by having Miller Lite there. And it's not just the good times. Sometimes you and your pals are sad because a game didn't go your way, and you take a sip of Miller Lite, and you still recognize, darn, this tastes good. And I made the right call. And that sound of cracking open that beautiful white can, it does make me feel better. Thank you, Miller Lite. So many legendary moments start with a Miller Lite. Miller Lite just fits pretty much any occasion. Clean finish, refreshing, brewed for taste with simple ingredients like malted barley, and at 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces, it never weighs you down. It's the taste that beer lovers have trusted for over 50 years. The original light beer since 1975 and still iconic today. Legendary moments start with Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Guys, let me tell you something. One of the greatest joys of my life was when they finally opened the White Castle in my neighborhood in Phoenix, Arizona. I lost my mind because I'm so used to eating White Castle at home when I was in New York. Now I can have it all the time when I'm in Phoenix. But when I come to Miami, there's no White Castle. So you know what I do? Go to the freezer aisle, because right there, they got the variety pack with all the great White Castle flavor in there. You're getting a lot of slider styles. You're getting classic American cheese. You're getting jalapeno cheese. And if you're a bacon lover, you're getting that new cheddar bacon cheese sliders. The classic cheese gives you all the taste of a great American burger, while jalapeno cheese sliders give a serving of spicy to each bite. And the new cheddar bacon cheese? That literally brings home the bacon, folks! With real pieces of bacon in cheddar-flavored cheese. Guys, I know what you're thinking. Your mouth is watering. My mouth is watering just reading this. That's completely normal. You can find each of these sliders where? In the grocery store, in the freezer aisle. Bonus, they're all in the same box. You don't even have to, I gotta get 4 boxes. No, it's one variety box. It's got them all in it. And all of these sliders are made with 100% beef. Perfect for game day, late nights, or anytime you just want something awesomely oniony, satisfying, steamy, and unapologetically cheesy. White Castle. Crave thy castle.
Don Le Batard. Is there back in my day?
There is, actually.
What?
Were you not going to tell anyone?
What?
Wait a minute.
You guys,
Tuesday.
guys,
How long have I been doing this
it's
show?
a Tuesday.
Stugotz. Here's your guy, Greg Cote, with Back in My Day.
Shit, I hope I have it. Okay, here it is. Sorry. Adultery.
We are back.
That is waiting for this one.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
I'll get back to the love guru in a second here. What was the most interesting stuff that you heard or saw around the halftime show? I was surprised, but shouldn't have been, I suppose, the reaction. I did have some friends say to me, though, that it was funny that everyone's complaining about not understanding the Spanish, and then Kid Rock's song is bop with the ba, and those aren't English words. Like, that's the alternate programming on what Kid Rock was doing, also not intelligible.
So, like, the reaction to it was, like, predictable, and I feel silly, like, getting mad at the reaction because nobody actually is bothered by by the halftime show. They're just looking for an opportunity to like grandstand and to signal their virtue or the opposite of virtue, I guess, to anyone else. But I do have to admit that the first time I saw the halftime show, I didn't enjoy it as much as I think I should have. And I watched it a couple days later, and it was awesome. And I realized the reason why was I missed the first couple minutes. And because I was doing a live show after, I watched the Super Bowl in a conference room with Rex Ryan, Mike Greenberg, and some producers. So the vibe in there wasn't right for Benito, and it didn't feel right. Then I watched it by myself in my basement with some good speakers. That shit slapped.
So that's really what had happened? It was environmental? It was you're with Rex Ryan watching it, you're with Mike Greenberg, and you're like, this is not as Hispanic as it could be, my immediate environment, and so the culture wasn't able to reach you.
It was in a conference room in Los Angeles with bright lights, shitty speakers, and 60-year-old whites.
Dominique, I just said the same thing. I had the same experience. I was around too many old whites for the first time I watched it.
Then I watched it by myself, and I was like, oh, and I also missed the sugarcane part at the beginning. Like, I walked in, because we were prepping for our show, I walked in around the Lady Gaga time to a room that was dead, where everyone's looking at the screen, looking silly, and looking at their phones, and I was like, man, this halftime show is kind of weird. Then I watched it at home by myself. It started with the sugarcane, told the whole story, went through like all the representation. They had like the gay body roll in the middle. I was like, yeah, represent for everyone. I had to throw that in. I had to virtue signal to you guys. I'm an ally. And also, the music was slamming. It was incredible. I enjoyed it. I didn't have to understand the words.
Let me play for Dominique here something that Joe Judge did at the Trinidad Chambliss arbitration hearing. Things are getting really weird in the NCAA. Trinidad Chambliss has now been given a court injunction that will grant him a 6th year of eligibility because it's more profitable for him to play college football, given what he just did in terms of stardom in college football, than it is for him to play pro football. He's gotten an injunction, and Joe Judge takes all of this, his coach, to a strange place.
But we would have to educate. This is always a tough conversation to have, and it's not going to be a popular thing, but this is the truth. We would have to educate significant others who may have been pregnant during the season or going to have a baby during the season. And you have to educate them on, you have this baby in the middle of the season, that father has to play good football, right? It's a day-by-day production business. He has to be ready to perform and go out there and play. And when I say that is, you need to let him sleep. He needs to be in another room, detached. You have to explain to the mother, like, hey, listen, he ain't waking up for midnight feedings. After the season, he's Full Metal Jacket. You do whatever you want with him. And he can change every diaper. But in the season, he's got to have a different priority. Now,
that judge perked up and looked at the side of Joe Judge's face like, are you really saying this? That if you're getting pregnant, lady, you got to make sure that you're not interrupting the quarterback's sleep.
I got to be honest. There's a couple things. I think I've already accurately signaled my virtue. And I think there's a lot of things in this story about the future of the NCAA that is interesting, in that the only reason why we live by these rules is because all the schools are willing to comply. If the schools decide that they could let guys play until they're 30 and have 10 years of eligibility, I'm not sure that the NCAA would win those court cases. That's one other thing. So make it clear, I'm an ally. However, when I heard this Joe Judge stuff, I was wondering what the question was that he was asked. And I was also thinking, like, yeah, it's kind of like when I had my first daughter, my wife was in law school and I had torn my ACL. She wasn't going to get up with the baby. I ain't had nothing to do but rehab. Isn't this like the right situation? I know it doesn't sound good and you don't want to hear it from Joe Judge, but like, yeah, we got an opportunity for the weeks of the regular season or the weeks of the football season. The guy got to get some rest, right? Am I wrong? Am I being taking us back to the 60s?
I mean, you can't give voice to this almost under any circumstances. But without context, though, some of the context here is that Chambliss has a sleep apnea problem. Correct? That's where it's starting.
Yeah.
It's not. He's not just volunteering this as an opinion without any context.
Apparently, a part of Trinidad Chambliss's case was that in 2022 he had enlarged tonsils that made it difficult for him to sleep, and in turn he couldn't participate in weightlifting programs and training for football, and thus deserved a medical waiver to get to a 6th year. And this was in response to that, of how important it is for players to get sleep, thus being able to participate in football. So this was an argument on behalf of Chambliss and his sleep apnea caused by tonsil
Maybe
enlargement.
still don't say that, though. That'd be my stance.
Well, but Dominique's not wrong when he says the quarterback's the economy of everything that we're doing in this state with college football, and he's got to be super important. I just don't think you have to summon the pregnant. It's just a losing argument to summon. Hey, pregnant lady, let the quarterback sleep. He's had a tough day in the film room.
Dan, the GM from Minnesota got fired, and on top of that, they threw, he took 2 weeks for paternity leave. Like, that's part of what's going on here.
I mean, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, I think that if he had success, then people would have said, they would have written a story about how he's a progressive dad. I don't think him going home, paternity leave from the Vikings changed that at all. But I also, feel like it's a partnership, right? When you have a child, and there's some things that are more appropriate for other people, for some people to do what other people do. I think that having Joe Judge say it is terrible, and me rallying a room full of men behind "let the man sleep" is probably a bad look also. But when I heard it and I saw that people were upset by it, I was like, I kind of feel like if I have to go, like this morning, I took the kids to school because I was coming into the studio. It was appropriate for me to do so. There's some times when different parts of the responsibility fall on different person. If we in the regular season, I gotta sleep, right?
I feel like Mad Dog here. Remember he was talking about playing with the appendix, and then whoever it is doesn't want to play and whatever. You know how many times I've woken up still by my baby who sleeps right next to me, and I come into work every single day. Sometimes I sleep for 2 hours a night, and I'm here every single day playing through it, Dano.
Hero.
I will say, and if I'm being
play it, Bruce.
If I'm being honest right now, this is one of the biggest tensions I have with my wife. Is a couple of years, just prioritizing my job too much. Of oh no, you should. Our daughter's sick. I gotta go do a show. You should stay. That was I've had to miss work recently because my daughter's sick because of that tension. I need to sometimes,
hold on.
Your job's important too.
Hold on. See this? I messed up. Tony, Chris, you ain't Trinidad Chambliss. Get y'all asses up and come talk sports.
And that's why I'm here.
Dan, get y'all asses up and feed that damn baby. See, that's the problem. That's where I messed up. I didn't realize that what I was doing there. All right, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why everyone was mad. It's because no one's thinking about themselves or no one's thinking about Trinidad Chambliss when they're watching this, or thinking about the person who has an opportunity to change the trajectory of their family's lives through the way they're playing. They're all thinking about themselves.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. Hold on. I changed the trajectory of my family's life if I don't show up here.
Right.
Because my wife stays at home and takes care of the baby. That's her job.
Back to the love guru.
Oh, damn it.
Oh,
you guys ruined it. You guys ruined it. I don't want to be on this
You
side
started
anymore.
it. Wait a minute. You decided. This is what you decided to do.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
This is what you decided to do.
Then I heard it.
You decided to set up on the other side of the argument on, hey, pregnant lady, let the man sleep. You started this. It's not anybody else's fault except Desmond Howard. Let's get the love guru to save us.
No. Last thing, before we go to love guru. Trinidad Chambliss was allowed to hold and throw a football. Tony?
That's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. That's the coach's fault. You know that. So don't bring that up again.
Babies,
you know what the deal is.
Wake up with the babies.
In a room full of people who cannot and will never be pregnant, Domonique Foxworth opted to side with Joe Judge on let the quarterback sleep. He's tired. He's had a tough day. He's had a tough day. And the coach specifically mentioned a pregnant woman. Like he volunteered the pregnant.
Dan, all of this is completely moot point because Trinidad Chambliss doesn't have a baby. He has sleep apnea. The baby is an example of something completely different. It's a straw man argument.
It's a moot point, not a mute point. Give me my love guru
Shut up, Dominique.
music, please.
No. Mute that point. Mute it.
The love guru is undulating, the hips are moving, and so too is the belly. It is making those hearts jump. Let's ask the love guru another question.
What's the best way to spice up my relationship in the bedroom, Greg? How do my wife and I get time alone when my kids bust in while I'm taking a shit?
Oh my gosh, that's the eternal question of a good relationship is how do we get time alone, especially when the kids come along, the kids who are the fruit of your loins, who are the outcome of the ultimate sexual relationship. But here's the thing, I can only speak from experience. I know what worked for myself when Christopher and other son Michael were young was I would give them a low dose tranquilizer. Perfectly safe, and to put them serenely to sleep for an hour or so.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
And you're mad at me?
You're sedating? Well, you
okay,
can't.
kidding.
You're drugging kids with a low-level sedative?
It's just a little tranquilizer humor. I'm kidding. You only do that under dire circumstances. Okay, but here's what in all seriousness, here's what you do. Okay, you cultivate friends for one reason. Okay, for one reason. It's so that they have friends who are your kids' age, and then you can farm them out to other people's houses for play dates. Okay, that's the only reason to have friends who have kids your kids' age, is for that. Works like a charm, and nobody knows it's happening. You get free babysitting for an hour or so, bam, they come back, you're done the deed, life goes on.
It seems like terrible advice.
Other son.
I mean, he started with sedating kids. I didn't even know if it was against their will or not. I don't know how he was applying the sedative. Yes, thank you, Tony. That is the correct. He's still jiggling over there.
The NBA's biggest stars deliver the biggest moments, and with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, you can be right in the middle of the action. And DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player goes down at any time in the first half, you still get paid in cash. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DAN. New customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code DAN in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
All these patients complaining they can't get their medicines. Insurers and PBMs are often owned by the same giant company, so middlemen, like me, decide what medicines you can get and how much you pay. But don't worry, if your prescription gets denied, we know another one that works for us. I mean, you.
Washington should stop PBMs and insurers from driving up drug costs. Learn more at phrma.org/insurer costs. Paid for by Pharma.
We're leaving today and entering a world of Mickey Mouse waving, princess meeting and greeting, lightsaber clashing, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror dropping, Banshee flying, Space Mountain launching, galaxy rewinding. What's the point of galaxy rewinding? Fireworks igniting. World of other worlds. For whatever you love. Infinite worlds await at the most magical place on Earth. Walt Disney World Resort.
Don Batard. What do I got here? I got a Magnum condom. We won't get that out.
That's shocking.
Stugotz.
Here's a picture of Christopher when he was like 3 years old.
Right next to the condom.
Yeah.
As a subtle reminder.
Never forget. This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Let's get another question for the Love Guru, please.
Hello, Greg. This is Tom Luciano from Climax, Kentucky. Speaking of Climax, while warming up for our nocturnal meanderings, Mrs. Musiana enjoys when I sing her favorite song, Achy Breaky Heart by Mr. Billy Ray Cyrus. Do you ever sing any luscious melodies to Mrs. Cote before entering the throes of passion? I will hang up and eagerly listen.
Okay. I don't know what to make of that. Yes, of course I do. You know, the original singing sports writer's got to do his oral thing, you know, so here's what happens. Okay, anybody can sing the trite romantic song, okay? The key is, and this is a big turn on, the key is you do something unexpected. So my go-to is, shot to the heart, and you're to blame, darling, you give love a bad name. That's just as it's happening, right? Puts everybody in the mood, right?
Yeah.
But here's the key. Here's the key. When I'm singing that, I'm wearing nothing but a black leather vest and a John Bon Jovi wig. Try it. Guaranteed. And you know it.
That doesn't seem like
Baby! Baby!
So just the vest.
And the wig.
And the wig.
And the wig. Don't forget the wig.
Yeah,
the wig.
picture it at your own peril.
It's dangling.
All right, I need to gather myself here before we get into the last batch of questions because I'm scared of where it is this descent is headed. Before you came on with us, Domonique, we were talking about just the problem that basketball finds itself in, that a couple of days after the football season, now everyone's fixing basketball the way that they used to fix baseball as soon as the football season ended and pitchers and catchers reported, and I wasn't totally prepared for it. Like, I'm legitimately confused on how it is you fix a problem where all of these teams are just throwing uniforms out there. The players aren't players you recognize. There are fewer and fewer star players playing. The amount of games being lost to injury and sitting is at a wholly ridiculous level.
Yeah, it's been kind of a slow decline, and I think we all want to point to our one pet issue for how it's kind of made basketball worse. For me, that's like tanking. I've always hated tanking and believed that you shouldn't have to make rules to encourage people to be competitive, but it's that combined with like you need to get 65 games to get into like voting for MVP and first team All-NBA. It's players who are trying to find ways to skirt the rules and like foul bait. It's like load management. It's all these little things. They throw a in-season tournament in there in the playing game to try to address it. And it's just all these little issues that chip away at what I think used to be a game that was a lot more fun to watch. And now, like, playoffs is still incredible, but it just feels like just a bureaucratic thicket of nonsense now when I think about the NBA. And it wasn't that long ago that regular seasons were like really exciting and there was a team or a player who like we wanted to follow and it was really their story and a reason to tune in. It doesn't feel like that nearly as much, and it kind of all kind of stems back to money too, where it's 8 teams get into playoffs from both sides and then you have 82 games. It's just so many different areas. So when we think about fixing it, it's fruitful for the offseason because there's so many things that need fixing. And it's just like a slow deterioration as a result of a ton of really bad decisions.
How do you feel about the draft? Because one of the things that people are suggesting fixes some of this is just eliminate the draft so that you will no longer have teams losing on purpose. I do find interesting. You must find this part interesting, right? All of these teams are losing on purpose so that they can improve their draft value because in a salary cap sport, that's a place where you can gain some advantages with draft value. And in the NFL, all you got to do is hire minorities. They'll give you the draft picks, but they don't want to do that. Over here, they don't mind losing and incurring fines in order to get a better draft position. In the NFL, hey, all you got to do is hire some minority assistant coaches and we'll give you some draft picks. And they're like, that's a bridge too far.
Yeah, I mean, I think that abolishing the draft, like, I would love that, but it's an unrealistic thing. Like, it's anti, like, free market. It's a lot of things that are wrong with it, but it's something that I think is very much ingrained in the culture of sports. I also think, like, the salary cap is something that's a lot less ingrained, and I think eliminating the salary cap would offer another way to approach building a team. I think we haven't really seen this draft tanking thing be super successful in football. I think you could point to, like, the Thunder and some other teams in basketball that have had some success as a result of some really down years. But I think it's unrealistic. As much as I would love to eliminate the draft, I think it's unrealistic to hope that would happen that way. But I also like the idea of having an option to build your team a different way. If you're a small market team, you have to live through the draft, that's fine. But if you are a big market team, you want to go well over whatever the cap is, that also works. But they found all these ways, including like the second apron, all these ways to try to impose rules that make it so there's only one, or it feels like there's only one avenue to success. And we saw in baseball, like, the rise of analytics was a result of guys finding other ways to win. Like, get creative. Don't just suck and think that eventually you're going to get rewarded and win the lottery.
Let's go out to the Love Guru again. Thank you. The music is good. You selected the music well. The Guru, less well. We selected, but he is undulating again. Let's hear what the next question is from one of the callers.
Hey, Greg, Joe from Illinois. What's the clitoris and how do I find it?
Oh, no.
Yes. Okay, where's my clit? Okay.
Oh, no.
The first thing you do... Okay, this is a very important question. We're talking about the hypersensitive neurovascular organ with more than 8,000 nerve endings. Okay, it's important to find it. Now, you can consult Google Maps to find it, but here's what I recommend. Okay, a friend of mine once, an Australian man, told me that to fully live life and live love, you have to head south and go down under. And that's what I recommend for you, baby.
I mean, that's just useless.
Baby.
It's just fundamentally useless.
I'm an idea man. I'm putting you on the road, Dan. I'm not driving you there. I'm putting you on the right road.
Somebody get Chris a bonus, man. This man is enduring. This is embarrassing for me.
Where's my...
It's just not good advice. No. Like, I don't know what I expected from this.
Down under.
Was that you doing Men at Work?
Yes, it was. Thank you. Very nice. Very good. Who won?
All right. He's just riffing now. He's out of control. I think he's gotten into the drink. He's now doing songs about Vegemite sandwiches. Let's have another question, please.
Hey, this is Ryan in Reno, and every time my wife and I are getting hot and heavy and I say, baby, it really seems to just turn her off. So I just wanted to see if there's something else I could do.
Ryan, that's a great question. Sometimes you got to lose the gimmickry. You know, sometimes you got to lose the catchphrases and be serious. Okay? Sometimes, how do I phrase this? Sometimes your partner wants sentimentality and seriousness. So listen. Honey.
He's out of material.
No, honey, I love you so much. You are so sexy tonight. You make me feel like the most lucky man in the world.
All right.
And you know it.
All right, that's enough.
And when you finish with "and you know it," it drives the point home.
You had Biden a little bit there with the listen.
Drives the point home.
Some Biden in there, and you're just out of material. Get back in here.
Scranton.
Okay.
I can't remember the last time I was that nervous. That silence between the question and when Greg started talking, I can't remember the last time I was that nervous. I was scared. Coming off of the last segment where he had a song that I'm definitely going to clip and use on my show. I didn't know where it was going to go. That was amazing. Sorry, Chris.
Get him back in here. This segment.
We had one more.
All right, go ahead and play it. Hee-haw 3 out of nowhere.
Victor calling in from a mobile. Basically, my wife and I have gotten a little stale in our marriage. So one night I was kind of just browsing the personals in the local newspaper, and come to find out I found someone, planning to meet up with her. As I'm planning to meet up with her, I come to find out it's actually my wife who also posted an ad. So kind of seems like we have a situation going on. So my question to you is, do steroid-tainted guys like Clemens and Bonds deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Thanks.
Now you're talking my language. Absolutely, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. My wife and I discuss this all the time during sex.
Can I say something, please? I believe that, like, when you give financial advice, you have to, like, give a disclaimer that this is not financial advice. Like, I feel like in this segment, you guys might get sued for ending some marriages. We need a disclaimer put out before this starts. Like, this is not actual advice. This is just a guy rambling with some liquor in his hand. We need to do that.
Where's my clit? Da 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 da. There's my clit.
Good segment. All right, you can go back in now. Good job. I love that.
Can we get one woman to call this show? Like, how is it that you send out an international APB where you give out a telephone number for love advice, and all we get is a bunch of men calling, one of whom just gave us the plot to the song Pina Colada.
I noticed that.
And then ended it with a steroid question.
You like making love at me?
Domonique, stay there. I've got more questions for you, and we're out of time, unfortunately, because of the amount of time the Love Guru took there. So just stay there for a second. The Domonique Foxworth Show featuring Charlie is worth your time.
So I got a surprise for you.
All right.
It's coming up later.
All right.
A little surprise for you.
That's not a good surprise. All right. You know what? Just let them go. No more Domonique Foxworth. We're done with Desmond Howard for the day.